Welcome to another edition of This Week in Poker, your source for the latest happenings in poker news. I'm Christy Arnett here in the Card Player Studios with Sean Green. Let's get into this week's lead story. New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez introduced an act on Tuesday that would establish a legal framework to license and regulate online poker in the United States. Known as the Internet Skill Game License and Control Act of 2008, or S-3616, the act would amend current U.S. code to provide licensing of Internet skill game facilities if passed.
The text of the proposed bill defines Internet Skill Game as an Internet-based game that uses simulated cards, dice, or tiles in which success is predominantly determined by the skill of the players. Games named as examples include poker, bridge, and mahjong. If passed, the Secretary of the Treasury will be responsible for prescribing the licenses as well as all of the safeguards, regulations, and testing mechanisms necessary for the government to begin licensing Internet skill games within 180 days of the vote.
The act also calls for the Secretary of the Treasury to monitor the licensed sites to make sure that the games are fair and that the companies are following the rules of the licensing agreement. The announcement of this proposed act comes simultaneously with breaking news on the UltimaBet scandal in which super user accounts siphoned $6.1 million off players over a 3.5-year period by using the ability to see opponents' hole cards. According to iGaming News, 1994 World Series of Poker champion Russ Hamilton is reportedly the main perpetrator. He gained behind-the-scenes access as part of UltimateBet's affiliate program team. Read more on this in an article in CardPlayer.com's news section.
Now on to tournament poker. We've got exciting news from across the pond at the World Series of Poker Europe, which recently took place in London. A winner was crowned last night after the longest final table in all 39 years of World Series of Poker history. After more than 19 hours, Team Full Tilt member John Juanda was crowned the newest World Series of Poker Europe champion. Juanda took home an equivalent of nearly $1.6 million for his victory, boosting his lifetime winnings to more than $7.5 million.
Congratulations to Juanda on his 4th WSOP bracelet. 23-year-old Stanislav Alekhine of Moscow, Russia was the second-place finisher for $738,000, and Ivan Demidov of the November 9 came in third. Making the WSOPE main event final table and snagging $463,000 is a good precursor for Demidov to do well in the WSOP final table coming up on November 10th. There's even more major tournament action to come from London as the European Poker Tour event started on Wednesday. Of course, the Card Player reporting team is there to give you guys all the latest updates.
EPT London is in day 2, and there are only a handful of tables remaining from the nearly 600-player field. Among those still competing are Sorel Mitzi, Scotty Wynn, and the November 9's Peter Eastgate. The winner will receive more than $1.7 million. The Card Player reporting team is also reporting from another event with a $1 million top prize. The Aruba Poker Classic is on day 4 and will be playing down to a final table. Stay tuned in to CardPlayer.com to keep up with the latest news on both of these prestigious events.
Also across the seas, the PokerStars Asia Pacific Poker Tour Seoul event ended and Yoshihiro Tasaka won more than $128,000 for first. The next stop on the APPT will take place in Auckland, New Zealand, October 9th through the 12th. Back in the U.S., the Festa El Lago Tournament Series at the Bellagio kicked off this week. The first event was sponsored by SpadeClub.com, and fittingly, an exclusive Spade Club member won the tournament. Archie Felix, also known as Archie XXX702, won the tournament to take home the exclusive Spade Club Bellagio gold bracelet and more than $29,000 in cash. CardPlayer TV got to go down to the Fontana Lounge at Bellagio to check out the action for this event. Find that video on the Spade Club channel right here on CardPlayerTV.com.
Also on CardPlayerTV.com is an exclusive behind-the-scenes video of Poker After Dark. While we were there, we got to talk to the focus of this week's brand new episodes. Dream Match 2 features an internet free roll winner competing against his favorite poker pros. Here is what 25-year-old Paul Featherstone had to say just minutes after arriving onto the Poker After Dark set at the South Point Casino in Las Vegas.
So Paul, how did you earn your way to a Poker After Dark table?
Well, I had to win a bunch of free rolls. It was a 6-month-long process. I'm not sure exactly how many people were in the tournament. I think it was anywhere from 200 to 300,000 people. And so I made my way to a 6-month-long final, and it was 700 people. And it took about 9 hours, and I won that to win my seat here. So
That's pretty great.
I can't believe I'm here right now.
Are you nervous?
Very nervous. I think you could probably tell right now just by hearing me talk. But yeah, I'm really excited. This is a dream come true.
If you missed any of this week's episodes, you can tune in for a Director's Cut episode that recaps the week's action on Sunday at 1 a.m. on NBC.
The last story on the agenda today is the initiative proposed this week in Colorado to increase maximum betting limits in the state's card rooms and casinos from $5 to $100. A referendum will appear on the Colorado ballots. Currently, poker players playing in Colorado poker rooms have to abide by the extremely restrictive maximum betting limits that have applied to all casino games there for the last 17 years. The initiative, Amendment 50, is sponsored by an industry-led group called Coloradans for Community Colleges, which, according to the Denver Post, has raised nearly $7 million to support the referendum. According to the state, if passed, the increase in betting limits would raise an extra $29 million a year for its community colleges the first year alone.
Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Poker. Have a great weekend, and don't forget about this weekend's big tournaments, including the $300,000 guaranteed Bodog Poker Open main event that runs on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
The Spade Club Monthly 40K is also on Sunday, so become an exclusive member right now on spadeclub.com to qualify. I'm Sean Green.
And I'm Chris Arnett for Card Player TV.